Good morning, everyone. Today, we're going to be starting a 3-day unit on transition planning, and we're going to first go over our vocabulary terms we'll need to know for the lesson. We will then hop into reviewing what a transitional plan is, and then we will learn how to write measurable goals, because that is what we are going to be doing for our independent practice today. We will be writing measurable goals for our transition plan. Now, I'm going to share my screen here to show you and explain the vocabulary terms that we're going to need to know before we start our lesson. Okay, some vocabulary we will need to know are graphic organizer. We're going to use one of these to organize our thoughts and ideas, and that's just what it is. It's a tool used to map out our thoughts and ideas. Another vocabulary term we'll need is transition plan. A transition plan is a plan that you're going to use to plan your future goals, wants, and needs. Another vocabulary term that we have is goals. Goals are something you plan on doing or achieving. And our final vocabulary term for today's lesson is measurement of time. So a measurement of time is how long it will take you to do something. Now, we're going to start this lesson with a review on transition planning. We're going to go over what a transition plan is and all the parts that go into transition planning. I'm just going to pull up the PowerPoint slide here, and we will go ahead and start our lesson. Now, our first slide here, we have school. So what do you like about school? I personally, Miss H, I like to write. That's something that I enjoy. So I enjoy ELA. Now I want you all to turn and talk with your partners, and then we're going to have somebody use their preferred mode of communication to tell us what they like about school. SS, can you share with us what you like about school? Okay, so she likes math. That's a good subject. Maybe you like PE, maybe you like art. We're just trying to figure out here what you like about school. The next part of our transition planning review is to know what our skills are. So skills are things that we're good at, and it can also be things that we want to improve. So I know how to brush my hair, but I still need help getting dressed. Okay, so again, I want you to turn and talk with your partners, and then I'm going to call on some students to come up and share their skills that they have. AJ, can you come up to the whiteboard, please, and choose something that you are good at? What is a skill that you have? You could touch anywhere and it will speak it for you. Okay, so you could take out the garbage and fix things. Those are really good skills to have, especially when we go to look for jobs later in life. Okay, now can I also have MH come up and share, just like SS did? I just want you to click anywhere on the whiteboard that you see a skill that you are good at. Okay, so you could take out the garbage and sweep and mop. These are really, really good skills to have and to know. We can help out at home with some of these things. Other things, we can not only help out at home or at school, but we can use them when we go to search for a job in the future. And that brings us to work interests. Now we have some interests. So what do you want to do for work after you graduate or after you go to college? I personally like to teach kids. Okay, so turn and talk with your partners, and then we will go over and share some work interests that you may have. SP, can I have you come up and share? Remember, just click on anything that you're interested in and share with the class. Okay, so he said that he would like to help animals. So helping animals, you could be a veterinarian or you could be a vet tech. You can also work at a store like PetSmart or Petco and help people find things for their animals. That's a very good interest. Okay, we need one more. Can I have RD come up and share, please? Share some of your work interests with the class. Okay, so you want to sell things, RD. Maybe you want to make and sell things that you have made, or you want to work at a store and sell things that they already have. These are very good work interests to have. Now to our main part for today's lesson. We're going to be working on setting goals. Now, what do you want to do? Okay, what do you want to do? This is a goal. Goals. I want to work. I want to work. Where do you want to work when you graduate college or high school or transitioning? Another goal you may have is you want to go to college. Where do you want to go to college? Do you want to go to a 2-year program? Do you want to go to university? Do you want to go to trade school? Living is another goal that we will be focusing on. Do you want to live alone, with friends, or at home with your family? Another goal for living is where you want to live. Do you want to live in a house? Do you want to live in an apartment? Maybe you want to live at the college that you attend in a dorm. Okay, these are all things that we need to start thinking about so we can plan for our future. Okay. Now, when setting goals, it's important to remember that our goals need to be measurable in time and the time needs to be reasonable, okay? So we are going to review really quickly how to measure our goals in a reasonable time. Measurements of time for goals. Okay, so here I have some different measurements of time, and the different measurements of time are listed here. So we have seconds. So almost every word I say could be counted for 1 second. An example of a minute is 60 seconds. So if we count to 60, that will be 1 minute. So in 1 minute, I will be done with this slide. We also have hour for measurement of time. I can say in 1 hour, it will be your PE time. We have days, which are 24 hours. So I can say that in 1 day, I will be going to the park with my friends in 1 day. My mom told me 1 day we will go to the park. in 1 month. This is a very good measurement of time, especially when you're planning goals for the future. So the longer amount of time for future goals, okay? So a month is between 30 and 31 days. I can say in 30 days, we'll be on summer, okay? So I might be making goals for my summer plans. And finally, we have years, which are 365 days. And because we're nearing the end of the school year, I could say, if I were you, because you're in 9th grade now, everyone's in 9th grade, I could say in 1 year, I will be graduating 10th grade. Okay. Now we have other ways to express time that are not in minutes, hours, days. We can also express measurements of time by stating when we will do or when something will happen. When we will do something or when something will happen. For example, after school, I am going to the park. This is a good measurement of time and a good way to express something that we will be doing. When we're talking about goals, I can say that my goal is to get all A's so I can go to Disney. So I can say once I get all A's, I can go to Disney, because once, it's not measurable, but it is another a way to express time. Or I could say I will apply for my first job when I graduate. Okay, this is not as measurable as after school, because I know when after school will happen. Now you're all in 9th grade, so you know that you will graduate in 3 years. So you could say you will apply for your first job in 3 years. This is more measurable. Let's practice that a bit. When writing your goals, you should be thinking about how long it will take you to meet that goal, or when your goal will take place. Okay, so here I have set out 3 goals for you to focus on. The first one is work, the second one is college, and the third one are living choices. Where do you want to live after college, after high school, after transition school? Now, our goal here is to turn and talk with our partners and create reasonable amounts of time it will take you to reach your goals. So I'll do the first one for you. And this is about working or getting a job. Now, the first one, I want to say that I'm going to go to work right after high school. So when I graduate high school, I'm getting a job. I can say I will go to work in 3 years. Okay, I will go to work in 3 years. Now, I have another scenario for you, and that may be you want to go get a job after you graduate college. So I could say I will go to work, or I will get a job after I graduate college. Now, the other 2 goals listed here are college goals and living goals. I want you to turn and talk with your partners again, and then we're going to come back and reflect using your preferred mode of communication. KH, can you share for us what your reasonable amount of time to reach your goal for going to college is? I want to go to college in 3 years. Okay, so you're going to college after high school. That is a measurable goal. Okay, can I have one more share? Raise of hands, one more share. KH, can you come up and please tell us what is a reasonable amount of time it will take you to reach your goal, your living goals? Remember, you're using your preferred mode of communication here. You want to live in a house with friends in 4 years. Okay, So you want to live in a house with your friends in 4 years. This is a reasonable amount of time because you will be graduated from high school at that point, and you will be able to live with your friends. Okay, now we are going to go back to our desk, and I'm going to pass around your transition plan packet, which includes those graphic organizers. Remember, the graphic organizer is just a plan that you're going to use to map out your ideas and thoughts. Okay, so I am passing around your transition plans as well as a visual cut out page so you can choose your goals. Okay. Everyone's going to work with their assigned MBA or paraprofessional. If you are working with me today, then you can come on up. The first thing we're going to do is write our name on the first page of our packet. We're going to write our name, and then on our goal setting page, this is the only one we're doing today, we'll save the rest for tomorrow and Thursday. And on our goal setting page, it says, I want to. Okay, so we're going to set goals for where we want to live, what kind of work we want to do, and where we want to go to school. Okay, and your MBA or paraprofessional can help you cut out your choices that you have on your visuals page. If you need help, just ask for help. And after you have your goals written down on the right side over here, you are going to write in a time frame that you will meet that goal in. How long will it take you? Okay, remember, we need to have them measurable and reasonable. Okay, so if you're not graduating for 3 more years, then you need to make sure that you're not going to put here that you're going to live with your in a house. Okay, you're not going to live in a house on your own in 1 year, because you'll still be in school at that point. Okay, if you need help, I'll be up here. I'm working with my group, but I'm always here to help. And your MBAs and paraprofessionals are also here to help you. And after we're all done, we're going to take turns coming up, and we are going to share our goals with using our preferred mode of communication to see how well we have planned for our future. The students' individual assistive technologies include AAC devices for 4 of my students. One of those students also receives an iPad to use for their assistive technology. Other assistive technologies that my students receive are a talk light, as well as a voice-activated computer. Some accommodations that my students get include RD receiving extra time to complete her assignments. SS will be able to answer the questions verbally if he chooses, and will be provided with a fidget device while completing his assignments. MH will be provided a break after answering 1 question and will be rewarded a food incentive after every question answered. RG will be provided the opportunity to have free time if she stays in the classroom throughout the lesson. GM has a one-on-one assistant that will assist him using hand-over-hand assistance while completing his graphic organizer, and will also receive verbal and physical cues to choose an option during the assignment. JR will receive frequent breaks as needed throughout the assignment and will be encouraged to answer verbally and by handing the visual answer to the teacher during the assignment. When JR responds appropriately, he will be rewarded with verbal praise from the teacher. SP will be able to answer the questions using his AAC device and will get to play bingo if he does not have any self-injurious behaviors throughout the assignment. AJ will be able to answer using her AAC device and or iPad. The teacher will make a separate assignment using Vizzle, so she will be able to answer the same questions or complete her own transition plan using her iPad. And finally, DN will be allowed to bring his ball to the small group lesson, excuse me, and be provided with frequent breaks as necessary.